What if one small decision could change everything? That's what happened to me when I was fired for lending a customer just $10. I thought my career was over, but 60 minutes later, my phone rang. What happened next didn't just change my job, it transformed my entire life. And this is how a moment of kindness flipped my world upside down in the most unexpected way. Welcome to Tales Revealed. Let's get started. Looking back on it now, it all seems like fate. But when I was living through it, each day felt like an uphill battle that would never end. My name is Bella, and at 22, I was an intern at Premier Care Pharmacy while completing my degree. It had always been my dream to work there. The pharmacy was well known in our town as one of the largest, with a reputation for hiring interns after their placements. When I secured my internship slot, I felt like the luckiest person alive. From day one, I did everything possible to impress my boss, Mr. Cooper. He was in his mid-30s, the pharmacy manager, and known for being incredibly strict. I desperately needed to be hired permanently after my internship to start paying off my mounting student loans. "You're 5 minutes late, Bella. What do we say about lateness?" Mr. Cooper shouted one morning when I arrived at 8:05 instead of 8 o'clock. My heart sank. "I'm so sorry, Mr. Cooper. There was unexpected traffic. I tried calling to let you know but couldn't reach you," I explained, my voice trembling slightly. His face hardened. "Traffic is no excuse. I live twice as far as you, and I'm always on time." "I'm really sorry," I repeated, feeling my cheeks burning with embarrassment. "It won't happen again." He leaned in closer, his voice low but threatening. "I don't need to remind you that hundreds of people would kill for your position. If you don't think you can handle it, let me know now." As he walked away, I felt my eyes welling with tears. I was already dealing with so much pressure at home. My parents were counting on me to succeed, and the student loans weren't going to pay themselves. "Don't let Grumpy Cooper ruin your day," whispered Sarah, another intern who had witnessed the exchange. Sarah had been at the pharmacy a few months longer than me and had grown accustomed to Mr. Cooper's outbursts. Sarah wasn't the only one who disliked Mr. Cooper. Virtually everyone at the pharmacy, interns and staff alike, had something negative to say about him. Conversations would abruptly halt when he entered a room, replaced by an awkward silence and everyone suddenly becoming intensely focused on their work. "Can you imagine what he's like at home? His family must dread seeing him walk through the door," one intern whispered to another during lunch break. "Bold of you to assume anyone would marry that monster," the other replied with a snicker. Unfortunately for them, Mr. Cooper was walking by and overheard everything. "Is that what you think?" he asked, his voice cold as ice. "Pack your things. You're both dismissed." Despite their tearful apologies and pleas, Mr. Cooper remained unmoved. By the end of the day, both interns had been forced to leave and find internships elsewhere. That night, I called my mom in tears. "Mom, I don't think I can do this anymore. Even after the internship ends, I don't want to work there permanently. Mr. Cooper he's unbearable." "Darling," my mother's gentle voice came through the phone. "You know how difficult the job market is right now. Working there is your best shot. We need the money, and the sooner you start paying off your student loans, the better." I sighed deeply. "You don't understand. My heart literally skips a beat whenever I see him. Just his presence makes it impossible to focus or be myself." "I understand more than you think," my mother replied. "I've had my share of toxic bosses, but for now, you need to push through. You don't have to be in his good graces. Just focus on doing your job well." I couldn't help but laugh. "Mom, Mr. Cooper doesn't have a good graces list. He's the devil incarnate." After our talk, I recommitted to making the internship work. Every morning, I woke up at 6 a.m., giving myself plenty of time to get ready and avoid traffic. I started leaving home by 7 a.m. to ensure I arrived at the pharmacy well before 8 o'clock. For weeks, I did everything possible to avoid direct interaction with Mr. Cooper. I only spoke when spoken to, followed instructions to the letter, and made sure I was always busy when he was around. Sarah and I made a pact not to discuss Mr. Cooper or workplace grievances during work hours, fearing we might suffer the same fate as our dismissed colleagues. The pharmacy had a policy of hiring only one intern after the program ended. When I was officially selected for the permanent position, Sarah had to leave. Although I had always known only one of us would stay, saying goodbye to my friend was harder than I expected. Without Sarah, the pharmacy felt even more suffocating. Still, I tried to focus on the positives. I could finally support my parents and begin paying off my student loans. The only things that kept me going in this toxic environment were my mother's encouraging words and the friendly customers who visited the pharmacy daily. Over time, I became familiar with many regulars, including Olivia, a pregnant woman who lived in the neighborhood. For months, Olivia had been coming in to get prenatal vitamins and other medications. After she gave birth to a beautiful baby boy, she continued visiting the pharmacy for supplies. One evening, as I was working the counter with another staff member, Olivia walked in with her baby bundled in her arms. "Hi, Bella," she greeted me warmly. "Could I please get my usual supplements and a pack of diapers?" "Of course, Olivia," I smiled, genuinely happy to see her. "How are you and the little one doing today?" "We're doing great, thank you for asking," she replied, gently rocking her baby. I gathered her items quickly. "That'll be $22.50 total." Olivia rummaged through her purse, a look of distress crossing her face. "Oh no, I'm $10 short. I must have left my wallet at home. Could you hold these for me? I'll run back and get it." Looking at her exhausted face and the sleeping baby in her arms, I made a split-second decision. "Don't worry about it, Olivia. I'll cover the difference." "Oh, Bella, I couldn't possibly, Please, it's just $10, I insisted. "I don't want you having to make another trip with the baby just for that small amount." Gratitude filled her eyes. "Thank you so much, Bella. You're an absolute angel." Without hesitation, I took $10 from my purse, added it to Olivia's payment, and handed her the bag of supplies. What I didn't realize was that Mr. Cooper had been watching the entire exchange from his office doorway. The moment Olivia left, Mr. Cooper exploded. "Bella, you're fired!" I froze, completely shocked. What did I do? "Who gave you permission to pay for customers? Do you think you're Santa Claus now?" he shouted, his face turning red. "But she's my friend," I stammered. "She needed help and—" "I don't care if she's your friend or your mother," he interrupted. "You're fired. Now." When he yelled a second time, I couldn't hold back my tears. I ran to the break room, changed out of my work clothes with shaking hands, and grabbed my personal belongings. "Please, Mr. Cooper, let me explain," I begged when I emerged, but he wouldn't even look at me. Realizing his mind was made up, I walked out of the pharmacy with tears streaming down my face and took a taxi home. "Don't worry, Bella," my mother said, trying to comfort me when I told her what happened. "God will provide another opportunity." "But Mom," I sobbed, "I didn't do anything wrong. There's no pharmacy policy against helping someone in need." "It's all right, sweetheart," she soothed, stroking my hair like she did when I was a child. "Sometimes these things happen for a reason." What I didn't know then was that being fired would turn out to be the biggest blessing in disguise. Exactly 1 hour after I was fired, my phone rang. It was Dr. Sullivan, the owner of the pharmacy. Apparently, he had been reviewing security footage when he witnessed my interaction with Olivia and saw Mr. Cooper fire me immediately afterward. "Bella, I'd like you to come back to the pharmacy," Dr. Sullivan said. "There's something important we need to discuss." When I arrived, Dr. Sullivan was waiting in the main office. He apologized profusely for Mr. Cooper's behavior and explained that he had received numerous complaints about him over the past year. "What happened today was the final straw," Dr. Sullivan said firmly. "Mr. Cooper has been terminated, effective immediately." I sat there, stunned into silence. "And Bella," he continued, "I'd like to offer you the position of pharmacy manager." My jaw dropped. "Me? But I just finished my internship. I don't have the experience. What you demonstrated today was something I can't teach: compassion and good judgment. Those qualities are far more valuable to me than years of experience. And don't worry, I'll make sure you receive all the training and support you need." An hour earlier, I thought my world was crashing down around me. Now, I was being offered a management position with a salary that would allow me to comfortably pay off my loans and help my parents. It seemed too good to be true. As the new manager, I made it my mission to create a positive work environment. I remembered all too well how it felt to work under constant stress and fear, and I was determined that no one on my team would ever feel that way. I implemented an open-door policy, encouraged staff to share their ideas, and made sure interns received proper mentoring. Morale improved dramatically, and so did our customer service ratings. As for Mr. Cooper, I heard that after being fired, he struggled to find another management position. Eventually, he had to accept a more junior role at a small drugstore across town. I hope the experience taught him some humility and helped him grow as a person. My simple act of kindness toward Olivia had transformed my life in ways I never could have imagined. It taught me that success isn't measured by how much you make or how quickly you climb the corporate ladder. It's about the connections you form and the difference you make in others' lives. Today, 3 years later, Premier Care Pharmacy is thriving. Olivia still comes in regularly, and her son calls me Auntie Bella. Sometimes she brings me homemade cookies as a thank you for that $10 loan, even though I've told her countless times that she's repaid me 1,000 times over through her friendship. I've learned that the most rewarding experiences often come disguised as our greatest challenges. By choosing compassion over fear that day, I not only helped a new mother in need, but unwittingly paved my own path to a more fulfilling future. My journey taught me to trust my instincts, to stand by my values even when it's difficult. And most importantly, to never underestimate the power of a small act of kindness. You never know. It might just change your life. If you loved this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And hey, don't miss the video that's right here on your screen. It's one you won't want to skip. See you in the next one.